Did you know that by the second Friday of January, just 2 weeks into the new year, most people have already given up on their resolutions? It's called Quitter's Day. And if you've ever felt your own motivation fading as quickly as the holiday lights come down, you're not alone. Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast where we cut through the noise around artificial intelligence and tech trends to bring you actionable strategies for growing your business. Now, this is a space for entrepreneurs like you, owners and innovators ready to scale sustainably, leverage cutting-edge tools, and navigate the changing landscape of policies and regulations in an AI-driven world. Together, we're building technology-enabled superpowers, businesses that thrive not just in the marketplace, but as part of a supportive, forward-thinking economy. Now, I'm so glad you're here with me today. Can you believe it's already mid-January? Seems like just yesterday we were writing our list of goals, dreaming big, and getting clear on what we want to accomplish this year. But for some of you, the initial enthusiasm of those New Year's resolutions, the ones you swore you'd stick to this time, well, they might have already started to fizzle out. The gyms are getting a little less crowded. Those daily meditation apps are gathering digital dust on your home screen. And that stack of business books you were going to conquer might still be sitting untouched on your nightstand. But hey, that's perfectly normal. And that's why this episode is a special one for me, for two reasons. First, January is always a reflective time for me because it's my birth month. And second, have you ever heard of Quitter's Day? It's this little phenomenon that happens on the second Friday of January. The day when most people give up on their New Year's resolutions. Well, guess what? This year, my birthday and Quitter's Day fell on the exact same day. Yep, Friday, January 10th. Now, instead of feeling discouraged by that statistic, I decided to use it as fuel to double down on my goals. I celebrated with a slice of cake, or if I'm honest, maybe 2 slices of cake. And that's because I'm not about to abandon the plans that we made together at the end of 2024. And guess what? Neither should you. Because let's be real, as entrepreneurs, we can't afford to let a little mid-January slump derail our vision for the year ahead. Now, life and business don't wait for perfect conditions. Challenges will come up, motivation will dip, and that initial excitement, well, it fades. But here's the thing, you don't have to let that stop you. So today's episode is all about how to push past the Quitter's Day slump, keep your momentum alive, and set yourself up for sustainable success, all with the help of the right mindset, the right strategies, and maybe even a little AI magic on the side. So whether you're tuning in to get your 2025 goals back on track or just looking for that extra spark to keep going, this episode is for you. We're about to unlock some serious business superpowers with AI. So let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off by talking about the big picture, the changing landscape of business and technology, and where AI fits into it all. Because here's the thing, while Quitter's Day might feel like a personal challenge, it's also a reflection of how easy it is to get overwhelmed by everything happening around us. And a lot is happening. From shifting consumer expectations to rapid advancements in technology, our world is transforming at breakneck speed, presenting unprecedented opportunities and challenges. Now, running a business today can feel like trying to hit a moving target. And if that wasn't enough, the regulatory environment around AI is evolving in different ways depending on where you conduct business. And that leaves us wondering, what am I supposed to do? Now, I know regulatory environment doesn't sound exciting, but stick with me here because it's so important. As AI continues to become a critical part of small business operations, governments and organizations worldwide are introducing policies to ensure it's used responsibly. However, the approaches taken by different regions vary significantly, and that reflects their diverse priorities and concerns. So let's look at a transatlantic perspective. Now, stay with me because I promise not to get too deep. So, for example, in the European Union, frameworks like the AI Act are setting clear standards for AI development and use, focusing on safety, transparency, and fairness. Now, meanwhile, in the US, there's increasing scrutiny around data privacy and the ethical use of AI tools. Think GDPR like regulations on the horizon. Now, while the EU is forging ahead with a comprehensive and proactive approach, the US appears to be taking a more cautious and reactive stance with a strong emphasis on data privacy. So you might be asking, Kim, what does this mean for small business owners like us? Well, it means that staying informed isn't just a nice to have. It is a necessity. Regulations can affect how we use AI to manage our customer data, market our products, and even make hiring decisions. Now, ignoring these changes could mean missing out on opportunities, or worse, running into compliance issues, costly compliance issues, the kind of costly issues that eat away at your profits. But here's the good news. Staying informed and adaptable gives you an edge. Now, while others might get stuck in the uncertainty or throw up their hands, you'll already be ahead of the curve, integrating AI responsibly and confidently into your business. And that's why now, more than ever, it's critical to stay focused. Getting past the quitter's day slump isn't just about motivation. It's about positioning yourself and your business for long-term success in this rapidly changing world. So here's the big takeaway. Staying informed and embracing change aren't just smart business strategies. They're essential survival tactics. By keeping an eye on the regulatory horizon and understanding the evolving role of AI, you'll do more than just adapt. You'll build a technology-enabled superpower, a business designed not only to weather change, but to thrive no matter what comes next. Now, speaking of thriving, I've got something exciting lined up for you in our next segment. Hal is back for Coffee Table Conversations, where we'll explore actionable strategies and mindset shifts to keep you motivated, focused, and on track to crush your 2025 goals. Let's take a quick breather here. If you're enjoying the episode and picking up some valuable insights, make sure to subscribe to Small Business Big AI on your favorite podcast app so you never miss out on future conversations. And hey, if you know someone who could use this information, go ahead and share it with them too. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments. That's Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal, where we dive into strategies to tackle the challenges of being a small business owner.
Hey there, Kim. Thanks for having me back.
It's always great to have you, Hal. You know how much our listeners love your insights. Helping small businesses not just survive, but thrive in this crazy AI era. It's not always easy for entrepreneurs to stay focused on their goals, especially when the world feels like it's changing faster than ever. So that's why today we're tackling the Quitter's Day phenomenon head on. So, Hal, are you ready?
Always ready, Kim. And while it's a bit disheartening, Quitter's Day is such an interesting topic because it highlights the common struggles people face with change. It reveals a universal truth. Motivation tends to decline after the initial excitement fades. But the good news? There are strategies to overcome the slump and keep moving forward.
Exactly, Hal. And that's why we're here to offer some practical guidance and support to our small business Big AI family. So let's start with mindset shifts because how we think is really the foundation of how we act. So, Hal, what's one mindset shift that you'd recommend to entrepreneurs who are feeling the mid January blues?
One of the most powerful shifts is to reframe failure as feedback. Instead of seeing a missed goal or setback as a reason to quit, view it as valuable data. For example, if a marketing campaign didn't perform well, analyze what went wrong and use those insights to improve. This approach fosters resiliency and keeps you moving forward.
Oh, I love that. It's all about embracing a growth mindset. Now, here's another: stop relying on motivation alone. It's fleeting. Instead, focus on building habits and systems that keep you on track, even on tough days. Now, science tells us that habits form through consistency, not willpower.
Absolutely. And speaking of science, let's talk about one of my favorite hacks, the implementation intention strategy. Research shows that when you link specific goals to a time and action, like I'll respond to 5 clients' emails every morning at 9 a.m., you're more likely to follow through.
Yeah, Hal, that's a great one. It's really like creating a mental GPS for your goals. Let's also talk about motivation hacks, though. One of my favorites is to break big goals into smaller milestones. And why? That's because each milestone creates a mini win, and that momentum can really keep you going.
And let's not forget about the power of accountability. Sharing your goals with someone you trust, whether it's a business coach like me, a peer, or even, in your case, Kim, your audience. Sharing adds a layer of commitment. People are less likely to quit when they know someone's watching.
That is so true. Now, Hal, I also want to touch on time management because burnout is real for entrepreneurs. Now, one tactic I've used is the 90-20 rule, where you work intensely for 90 minutes, then you take a 20-minute break. Now, this keeps your energy levels up and helps you really avoid feeling overwhelmed.
That ties perfectly into another strategy, celebrating progress, not perfection. Did you know dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, spikes when you recognize even a small achievement? It's a natural motivator, so make sure to acknowledge your wins along the way.
Yes, celebrate those wins. And let's not forget to connect your daily actions to your deeper why. When the going gets tough, remembering why you started your business can reignite your drive.
Great point. And one last tip, practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Research shows that self compassion actually boosts motivation because it helps you recover from your setbacks faster.
Yeah, these are such actionable strategies, Hal. I really hope our listeners feel inspired to keep pushing toward their goals because quitter stay is just really a blip on the radar when you're focused on that big picture.
Couldn't agree with you more. Small business thrives on perseverance and adaptability, and these strategies are the tools to keep going.
And that makes perfect sense. So, Hal, thank you for these fantastic insights. And listeners, I encourage you to pick one or two of these strategies and try them this week. Then let us know how it goes by reaching out on social media. We'd really love to hear your success stories. All right, it's time for our final segment, and we're about to take a bit of a detour from our usual format. So picture this. The lights are low. There's a faint hum of anticipation in the air, and you're about to eavesdrop on a candid conversation, one that peeks behind the curtain at a voice many of us interact with but rarely think about deeply. Now, today I'm sitting down with an AI. Yep, you heard that right. The voice of an AI itself. Now, full disclosure, this isn't some sentient being plotting its rise to power. It's a reflection of the capabilities and insights AI offers us as told through this conversation. And I have one big question for this AI. What does it think about Quitter's Day and the secret to business success? So let's see what the AI has to say. Hello, AI. Thanks for joining me today.
Hello, Kim. It's a pleasure to be here. I heard you've been discussing Quitter's Day, a fascinating concept. Humans are endlessly intriguing, especially when it comes to your approach to motivation and goals.
You're so right. So tell me, what's your take on Quitter's Day? Why do so many people abandon their resolutions by mid January?
Kim, humans often set ambitious goals fueled by the initial surge of excitement. But as the days pass, that excitement wanes. Life gets busy, challenges arise, and the brain, always seeking efficiency, redirects energy toward familiar routines instead of the hard work of change. But there's something else at play, and that's unrealistic expectations. Many people expect instant results and get discouraged when progress is slower than anticipated. They underestimate the power of small, consistent actions over time.
That makes sense. I've seen that in business too. People start strong but struggle when things don't go as planned. So, from your perspective, what's the key to staying on track?
The key lies in understanding momentum. Humans thrive on progress, even small progress. The brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical, every time you accomplish something, no matter how minor. Leveraging that can create a cycle of motivation. My advice? Break goals into smaller milestones and celebrate each one. Pair those milestones with habits because habits require less mental energy than relying on willpower alone.
That's so true. I always tell my listeners habits are the foundation of success. But here's another question. Now, you're an AI. You're logical and efficient. Do you think humans should approach goals the same way?
Not entirely. While logic is effective, humans bring creativity, intuition, and emotion to the table. Qualities that make you adaptable in ways I am not. However, there's something to learn from AI processes, and that's adaptability. When an AI encounters an error or inefficiency, it doesn't quit. It recalibrates. Now, I'd recommend entrepreneurs adopt this mindset. See setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to adjust and refine. That resilience is what separates thriving businesses from those that merely survive.
I love that. Recalibrate instead of quitting. Now, one last question. If you had one piece of advice for entrepreneurs trying to push past the quitter stay slump, what would it be?
Remember your why. Goals tied to a deeper purpose are harder to abandon. When you focus on the impact your business has on your customers, your community, or even your family, you're more likely to persevere. Combine that with systems that simplify the process, and you've got a winning formula.
Thank you, AI. That's such valuable insight. Now, for everyone listening, I hope this conversation sparks something for you. Whether it's breaking down your goals, building better habits, or simply remembering your why, take this as your cue to push forward. So let's take a page from AI's playbook. Recalibrate, adapt, and thrive. Because quitter state doesn't have to define your year. It can be the moment that you recommit to your vision with even more clarity and purpose. Now that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, this podcast isn't just a one-way street. I want to hear from you. What strategies resonated with you the most? Did this episode spark a new idea or goal for your business? Reach out to me on social media or by email. I read every message, and your stories inspire me and our community of entrepreneurs. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. Now, your support helps us grow and reach more business owners like you. So let's grow this community together. Because we all know that small businesses are the heart and soul of the American dream, and the future belongs to those who are prepared to adapt. In the AI era, we're not just building small businesses, we're building big. We're building technology-enabled superpowers. So whether you're listening in your car, on a walk, or in between tasks at your desk, I'm grateful you chose to be here to listen. Until next time, keep innovating, keep believing, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business Big AI. I'll catch you in the next episode.